I've been seeing everywhere lately are people saying, I think I'm asexual now. But when you listen more closely to them, what they're actually describing isn't a loss of sexuality. It's something much more interesting. As consciousness expands, people are becoming less captivated by sexual charge, that automatic spark that used to decide everything for you, who you noticed, who you engaged with, who you valued. It's not running the show anymore. People keep saying things like, I don't instantly decide if someone is attractive or not, or I don't feel that old biological urgency to categorize people as potential partners, or I don't feel drawn to anyone unless there's actual coherence there. That's not the disappearance of desire, that's the disappearance of the instinctual filter that used to dominate our perception.
What if human beings are not sexual creatures? What if men are sexual creatures and they projected their nature onto humanity? As someone who's never been an overly sexual person, I've always been so intrigued by people who are so motivated by sex. You know, those people who are like, oh, I can't go 3 days without it. Or I think about it every 10 seconds. I've always been intrigued by those folks because that's never been me. And since I've been decentering men, my desire to hook up has plummeted. So it got me thinking. Because, you know, the conventional wisdom is human beings are sexual creatures. We need sex. We need sex every single day, multiple times a day. We're always talking about how this is a healthy amount of sex people should be having. Conventional wisdom would have you believe that sex is literally our only motivating factor. Like, folks literally say the whole purpose of us being here is to reproduce. That's it. But when you really pull back and think about it, who really needs sex like that? Who really needs to be having sex that often? Who needs to be thinking about sex that much? Men. And who are the people that are creating this conventional wisdom that we act like is just written in stone, facts, human nature? And when men are inventing this conventional wisdom, are they considering women at all? No. They literally think we don't even exist except to serve them. So they would never even be considering us in their assessment. But what the patriarchy does is act like male nature is equivalent to human nature. And then we can even take it another step further and ask, is that even really male nature? Or is that just a product of the patriarchy and the patriarchy's obsession with sex as a tool of dominance and a tool to create workers and soldiers and consumers? Like, are most people's sex drive really naturally that high? Or is it that high because we've been brainwashed into thinking that it's supposed to be that high? The post that I stitched talks about how we are moving away from this binary hot or not mentality, which reminds me so much of how men operate, right? They don't care about women unless they're hot. They're not interested in engaging with you unless they're attracted to you. So I'm wondering if that is part of the root of this shift of more and more people starting to identify themselves as asexual or questioning whether or not they're asexual. Maybe this is about a paradigm shift away from patriarchy and starting to question their sexual desires outside of the patriarchal system. What do you guys think?